Welcome to A Toast to Truth. Okay. Do you acknowledge your copycats? This is Season 3, Episode 3, How to Fight Business Bullies. I'm going to do this episode by myself again, as this is a very personal podcast episode for me, a very personal situation that I have had to deal with. And so I am going to kind of give my personal story about dealing with a business bully. So before we get into today's episode, I am going to pop some bubbly. Okay, so this week I am at peace knowing that no one can take what I've created. They're only borrowing what I've created. They're only getting my sloppy seconds. That may come off a little petty at this point. I don't care. You'll understand once I get more into today's episode. So let's hop in. Let's talk about business bullies. So there's this one person in particular who has been a thorn in my side for the last few years in business. And I'm not going to give this person's name, but I am going to share situations that I've dealt with this person to kind of give you backstory and to, just how this came to be. So it all started with this retreat that this person hosted a few years ago, probably around 2013. It was like January 2013. So I go to the retreat. I don't really know too many people there. I mean, I know them through passing, so, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn because this is someone that I felt could really help me grow my business. This is someone that I am paying as a business coach to help me grow my business. And at the retreat, I had mentioned that I was going to Marshawn Evans Speak for Pay boot camp that year, within the next couple of months. And this person chastised me in front of the entire group, in front of all of the ladies who were there, stating that I should not have spent that much money going to someone else's boot camp when I could have just given that money to this person. And my response was, if you were doing it, I would have given you the money. This person was still working a 9-to-5, making six figures, but yet want to have the nerve to tell me to give them the money I was investing with Marshawn to them, but yet they weren't doing what Marshawn is doing. I wanted to pay someone who was actually doing what I wanted to do. And so after that incident, I went back up to my hotel room. One of the other ladies came in and asked, was I okay? And I said I was fine because I'm not even fazed that this person is mad. I didn't invest in them to teach me how to speak when this person is still relying on a six-figure check, but yet had the nerve to tell all of us there about, we need to leave our job and we need to be full-time entrepreneurs. And then I realized the hypocrisy of me being at that retreat, me listening to this coach when this coach was giving me a lot of BS. But I had paid, so I was staying. So the next day, we had another day of, events and everything. And again, I'm called out. And I don't know if this person thinks that calling me out is a good thing or calling me out is going to make me a better entrepreneur. I am an introvert, and I'm a petty introvert at that. So you calling me out in front of other people is not going to do you well in the end. It just won't. So, I have a smart mouth. I don't apologize for it. and it comes out when I feel someone needs to be put in their place, and it came out yet again at that retreat. So needless to say, I was ticked off that I had paid to spend a weekend learning from this coach, and all I felt happened was me being picked on, all because I invested in another coach and not this particular coach. Fast forward to a few months. Now, I had already asked this particular person to speak at my fusion event. So I couldn't go back and say, well, you can't speak. I'm not going to be that petty. So this person comes late, might you add, and okay, so this person comes in late, making an appearance at my event. So I'm just sitting there flabbergasted that this is happening. You know, this is, to me, ultimate disrespect. You are a guest at my event, and I'm showcasing you, and you have the audacity to try to make an entrance. You know, so I wasn't going to make a scene at my event. I kind of held it to myself. The people who helped with the event, they knew that I was a little upset at that particular situation. Now, in the middle of my tour, I decided that I was going to sell Women Are Game Changers. I had a buyer. Long story short, the buyer and I couldn't agree on specifics, so the deal fell through. But I had sent an email out to everyone who had any association with Women Are Game Changers just to let them know that there was a possibility that Women Are Game Changers could be sold. This particular person had the nerve to call me before the sun came up. And if you know me, you do not call me before the sun comes up unless someone has died. That is the only reason you need to call me that early in the morning. So this person called me, I answered the phone, and was like, if you respect me, then you would do as I say. That ticked me off. That was the third time in less than a year this particular business coach was trying to tell me how I should listen to everything that this person was saying. That moment, when I said the things that I needed to say to that coach on the phone and hung up, I was done. From that moment, I have not associated myself with that particular coach anymore. Anything I do, I don't associate with the coach. If the coach is hosting something, I don't go unless it's someone else that I know and they really wanted me to come support them at this event that this person is going to be at also, then I'll go. Now, I'm saying all of this to say, when you invest in a coach, you have to be very, very careful of their motives and intentions to you, their client. And people are probably wondering, well, why does all of this matter? Why does all of this backstory of what this coach did to you matter? Guess who my copycat has been? This coach. This coach told me I could not do Fusion Tour because I was too young and my business was not around long enough for me to have a national tour. Well, Fusion Tour is an award-winning, investor-funded national tour that ran for 3 years. But yet this person said I couldn't do it. Now, this is a coach that I hired, that I paid to help me with my business, told me this was something I couldn't do. And come to find out, it was told to me I couldn't do it because this person wanted to do it first. Because not too long after I had started Fusion, something similar was created by this person. I didn't really say too much to this person about it or to too many other people, but a lot of people had a lot to say to me about it because they started noticing the similarities. As the years, as time went on, other things that I did a couple of months later, this particular person would do something similar. And I started getting people messaging me or texting me and saying, hey, have you seen what so-and-so is doing? I'm like, yes, I have. Yes, I have. But I'm not worried about it. And it wasn't until this year, 2016, that I really feel that I just was at my breaking point. You know, how many years are you going to copy someone who was your client? When are you going to get something original on your own? When are you going to stop feeding lies and BS to people who are so desperate to have a successful business? And the reason I say that is because I was that desperate person who kept paying this, well, not kept paying, because I only did the retreat and the mastermind with this particular person. And the best thing that came out of that mastermind were a particular friendship. And you all heard that friendship in season 1 with Nicole, where we talked about business vision. Okay, she and I were in the same mastermind. She and I have a really great relationship, and that was the best thing that came out of that mastermind with this particular coach. Now, it's 2016. There are 2 things that I've created that this particular coach did not really even change the name. Like, I had a training called Get Ish Done with no to-do list. This person now had a training called Get Ish Done to make more money. You know, and I tried not to say that it was like mine, but then this year, it was probably around February, March, I had a focus group to help me create the terms that I was going to use to start marketing mental detox as my new direction in my business. In fact, I still have the text messages from the people in that focus group. This person, not even 10 days after I put mental detox out there for everyone to see, goes and does an entire Periscope on mental detox. And that was the title. So I watch it because I'm like, you know, did this person have it first? Did I copy from this person? Let me watch. I watched the entire scope. The entire scope was promoting a writing program that this person was selling. And all this person said, oh, you need to have a clear mind. You need to mental detox. And then went right on with their writing program. And I'm thinking to myself, why have an entire scope titled mental detox when you don't really even talk about what a mental detox is? That particular scope is what sent me over the edge. It's what I really had to come to grips that this person has particularly been copying things that I've created over the last 3 years. And the only reason I can't go after this person legally is because everything that has been copied cannot be trademarked. Like, Women Are Game Changers is trademarked. That was a 2-year battle, but I got it. And thankfully, my attorney stuck with me through the entire 2 years. We got it. We started September 2014. It was finally approved September 2016, the longest 2 years of my life, but I got that trademark. Everything else that this particular business coach has been copying from me can't be trademarked. Get Ish Done, too many people are using it. Mental Detox, can't trademark it. You know, having a tour for your business, I can't trademark that. But I can see and observe that you obviously thought that I had a lot of good ideas as to why you were fighting with me, or I would say fighting with me, you know, in the at the retreat. And so I'm going to take a quick break, and then I am going to come back with the second part of this particular fiasco. I want to call it a fiasco that I have been dealing with this particular business coach. So we're going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. I am now currently accepting clients for my mental detox strategy sessions. I specialize in teaching overwhelmed entrepreneurs and professionals who give too much to others and nothing to themselves how to incorporate daily mental breaks into their schedule. If you know anyone who needs help in this area or they're still reeling from the election aftermath, please send them to my blog, VernettaRFerney.com/truthconfidant. And thank you for your support. Okay, so let's finish up this particular episode about how to deal with the business bully. Now, I've talked about all the things this person has done over the last three and a half years. And a lot of people have asked why I haven't called this particular person out. The reason is I don't have to. Too many people know who this person is, and too many people have figured out that this person has been doing it for the last 3.5 years. So I don't need to tell other people about this particular person's business ethics because they will see for themselves. That's not my job to point out someone else's business ethics or their lack thereof. However, this is what you can do if you have someone who is copying you in business or bullying you in some sort of way. Now, my question was, do you acknowledge them? This particular person, I'm not. This particular person, I will never tell people, who this person is. Why? Because I don't want to give this person too much power. I don't want this person to feel that they have any type of leverage or power over me. What I want them to know is you've been put on notice. Like, I knew you were on my newsletter and I deleted you. Okay? You've been put on notice. I am very aware of your lack of creativity. I am very aware that you like to take from clients who have paid you, because I'm not the only one who has had similar, who's been in a similar situation with this particular coach. There are several other stories, and some of them have been guests on my podcast. So here's what you can do. If it is something that you can trademark it. Consult an attorney. If this is your intellectual property where you have created and you have proof that you have created it and no one else has put it out there before you, there's no other remnants of that existing, contact an attorney and see what can be done to protect yourself. If you're like me and they're taking things that are not as easily trademarkable, if that's even a word, then I would say, kind of take notes of what this person is doing. Pay attention to what this person is doing. Take screenshots or take pictures or whatever the case may be. Document the process. There have been some people, I have seen some people call out other copycats, in Facebook groups or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. That is your personal choice. If you feel calling them out and getting your online community to help you shed light on this person, then that's something you're going to have to figure out, and you're going to have to figure out how it's going to affect you as well. What will people say about you calling someone else out? For me, I have not had to deal with anyone else but this particular person with all these situations over the last 3.5 years. And the last time I saw this person was at a get-together with a few people we knew, and I did not even address the person because as far as I'm concerned, this person no longer exists in my life, and I do not need to give any type of leverage, acknowledgement, or recognition to this person as far as I'm concerned. We're done. The business relationship that I thought we could have had is no more. And because of this person, I'm very cautious of every single business coach I have hired since then. I really look into who they are. I really look into their track record. I really look into their ethics, because I have had the very first business coach I hired has been my nightmare. And this is something I wouldn't wish on anyone else, especially if you're getting started and you're trying to find someone you can trust and find someone who you can learn from. I would never wish this situation on anyone else. So that's, all I have to say for this particular episode. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, I really urge you to first mentally detox, because you're going to need it, because you don't want to come back at this person in an emotional manner. You want to be very strategic. And for me, I don't even have to be strategic with coming back at this person. In fact, I don't even have to, because a lot of people are starting to see this person for who this person is, and I don't have to say or do anything. I can just continue to create. And now that I figured out the last thing this person was connected to me on was on my newsletter, that's been deleted, this person shouldn't have, any access to copying my ideas moving forward. So this person has been blocked on all social media. This person has been removed from my newsletter, and that's how I am handling my particular situation. So let's get ready for the final toast. Okay, so my takeaway from this episode is to take into account who you trust in business. Be very cautious, but not overcautious, because not everybody is out to get you. But you do want to be cautious in who you are investing in, because there are a lot of people who are starting their business and they're still finding their footing. And if they feel that you have something good, but they have a bigger audience, like the business coach I worked with, then they'll be able to take what you were doing and they'll be able to monetize it and grow it quicker because their audience is bigger than yours. So I really want you to take away this one thing. Be very cautious in who you give your, who you invest in for business, especially a business coach. Oh, and by the way, this is International Fraud Awareness Week. That is a thing. Look it up. So in honor of International Fraud Awareness Week, make sure that you seek out and make sure everybody in your circle is someone who is for you and not someone who is out to get you. Okay, so this has been a Toast Truth with Bernetta Arfreni. That's me chatting it up about how to fight business bullies. That is it for Season 3, Episode 3. Our last episode is next week, and it is going to be a very special episode as I am talking about my trip to Haiti.